On the last video, we demonstrated that we could create a static image with P5js by moving all of our code inside of our setup function, which only runs once. But one way to also do this is to just use the noLoop method of P5js, which would prevent the draw function from running continuously. So let's just see our animation one last time, and going back to our code. Let's just put in the noLoop method inside of our setup function. Let's save this, and we now have a static image. Next, we're going to put the noLoop method to good use alongside another method called loop. So whereas the noLoop method stops the draw function from running again and again, the loop function, of course, does the opposite. It resumes it. We're also going to infuse some kind of interactivity to our code. What we'll be doing is to create an ellipse at the center of our canvas that grows larger every time we click the mouse button. So in our draw function, let's redefine our ellipse to be located at the center of our canvas. So to animate the ellipse to move across our canvas, we increment on the variable x every time the draw function loops. Now instead of the having a variable x that increments every time the draw function loops, we're going to increment the variable dimension to change the size of our ellipse. So still there's nothing that's happening. That's because we have the noLoop method on our setup. So what we're going to do next is to use another method called mouse pressed. That would detect whenever we click the mouse button. And inside of it, let's put our loop method, or let's call the loop method inside of it. And if we run this, or if we save this and we click on the canvas, we now have an ellipse that grows larger when we click the mouse button. But it continues to get bigger indefinitely, and that's not what we want. We want it to only grow bigger whenever we are pressing the mouse button, and stop as soon as we release it. To solve this, we would now use another method called mouse released. And call the noLoop method inside of it. And if we click on our canvas, we could see that the ellipse only grows bigger when we are pressing the mouse button. So what is happening here is that when we click the mouse button, the function mouse press detects it and calls the loop function, which then would resume the draw function. And then immediately when we release the mouse button, the noLoop method would be called, stopping the draw function from running.